Welcome back to part 2 of our safari in Tanzania. In this episode, we head to the Serengeti where we see some of the 2.5 million wildebeest, as well as lots of other animals and big cats.
So last episode, we were in Serengeti National Park and a drive through Lake Manyara. This time we head a little bit further north, about 3 hours or so up into the Serengeti.
And we saw some new animals on this one. The first animals we saw new to us were the cheetahs. These are the fastest mammal in the world. They are pretty majestic to see. They're smaller than the lions and the lionesses, so it's kind of neat to do the comparison. We also sought out and found a leopard. These are a little bit harder to spot. They're pretty shy, but we did spot a leopard and her baby cub just relaxing, kind of hiding in behind a rock. They were really neat to see. The cub got up and played around a little bit, and everybody that was in the area, I think, came to see this.
The guides do a pretty good job of communicating on the radio in Swahili, so I have no idea what they were saying. But they know when someone spots something, they sort of put it out there and gives an opportunity for more folks to see it. As well, the Jeeps themselves, we haven't really talked about them, but I wanted to give a quick look at those. And these were modified Toyotas. Every safari outfit seemed to have that same Jeep modified in Arusha that could seat up to 6 people. Holly and I had a Jeep to ourselves, which was kind of nice because we had the run of the Jeep, whatever side an animal might be on, or out the front or out the back. We could scooch around, we could spread out our stuff. So that was really the way to go. You just pop the roof up once you get into the park. And if you want, you can take your shoes off and stand on the seat. You can look out the windows, great views, and got incredibly close to the animals. Like you mentioned last episode, pretty used to these Jeeps rolling around as well.
One of the funniest moments in the Serengeti, I think for both of us, was when this lion got up, it was laying down on the road and started walking towards us. And we're like, oh, what's he going to do? And then he just plunked down right in front of the Jeep because the Jeep was creating a bit of shade. It was late afternoon. It was hot. There was very limited shade. It's pretty wide open, not a lot of trees. And he thought that was a great place to have a nap.
Kind of like when a cat falls asleep in your lap. I felt bad having to eventually pull away and take the shade away from him, but we had more to see. So we mentioned off the top, this was the land of wildebeest. There are 2.5 million wildebeest. I think we saw about half of them, along with some other big cats. We saw a big python as well. It was 3 meters or so. So here's a little montage of some more animal activity.
Our accommodation in Serengeti was at the Kadi Kadi tented sites. So these are glamping tents. You have a full bed, bathroom, everything you need in the tent. However, there's no running water. No, the electricity is solar, and I think generator backup. But for the showers, we had bucket showers, and this is pretty fun. You just ask the staff that you want to tell them you want to have a shower. They heat up a bucket of water on the fire for you, and they load it in to the top of your tent. And there's a system to kind of dump the bucket on yourself, and then they'll refill the bucket if you need more water. It actually worked surprisingly well and was a very comfortable stay. It was one of our favorite stays of the trip.
The setting was really neat as well, with out of your tent and see the wildebeest strolling by, or you could wake up at 3 in the morning and hear munch, munch, munch right outside your tent. And each evening you'd be invited up at 6 p.m. They said we turn on the bush television. Come up and watch some bush television, which is their term for the fire. So we would sit around there and chat with other travelers. And then at 7 o'clock, Chef Jacob would come out and announce that night's dinner menu. And so just a great time. These folks were really laid back, but at the same time really took great care of us. I think one of our favorite stays.
For sure. Staff was 100% great. You weren't allowed to leave your tent after dark. It wasn't safe as there's no gate, there's no fence. You're just out there with the animals. And they had a protocol for if you needed help, if you needed assistance, they would have people 24/7 available to help you out. This wraps up part 2 of our episode. I hope you enjoyed the Serengeti with us.
We have one part remaining as we wrap up our tour of Tanzania. We get to the Ngorongoro crater. We do a market tour in Arusha, and we spend a couple nights with the Maasai. Lots more to come. Stick around. We'll see you soon.